Welcome to a late night edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Guys and girls, I am a retired New York City police detective with over 20 years of law enforcement. And if you like all things true crime related from that police perspective, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video. And tonight we have breaking news out of Spring Branch, Texas. The missing persons case involving a 45-year-old named Shana DiMambro. She went missing and was reported by her husband Tuesday, July 19th, 10 days ago to the day. And tonight we have a body recovered from a retention pond 1,500 feet from the location of her residence. It's not been confirmed yet, but the person and persons that were searching for her had very good intel and very good information. And pending a positive identification from the medical examiner's office, we're going to use a bit of caution. But it looks like a body has been recovered 1,500 feet or so from the location where she was reported missing from. So all things point to potential for her remains being recovered pending identification. I want to say a special thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all of the moderators who help out here. The replay viewers, all of you guys are what makes this a great place. Again, her mom, Vickie, has been making pleas. She made 2 pleas on her YouTube channel. I don't know if any of you have seen her mom make her pleas for any information and people to share. I had a full live stream scheduled. I was going to do it at 10 p.m. tonight, but I spent a great deal of time speaking with some of the folks who have been involved with the searching. Her mom, I spoke to on the phone and gave my condolences to her. So it's been a rough go, but I want to play a couple of the breaking stories that have been reported out onto social media, Facebook being one of them. But this is from a local news, outlet local there in the Spring Branch, Texas area. Como County Sheriff's Office is doing the investigation. They're out on the scene right now. But this is what was breaking just about an hour ago.
Breaking news tonight, investigators making a disturbing discovery in their search for a missing woman. It has been 10 days since Shana DiMambro was actually last seen.
That was at her home on Mitchell Street in Spring Branch last week. Tonight, the Comal County Sheriff's Office confirms that a body was found, but they say the body is so badly decomposed that they can't confirm whether the body is of a man or a woman. Investigators say that someone walking in the area came across the body, which is not too far from her home.
So far, no arrests have been made. We have learned she moved to the area last June and was just married in May. Investigators have not said whether they believe foul play is involved. We'll continue to follow this story.
So, again, they're using caution, which is good, until there's a positive identification through the medical examiner's office. And for those of you who follow this channel, we have medical examiners, active and retired, that are on board with us. Barbara Butcher, Dr. Murray Marks, Dr. Larry Dobrin, who's a forensic dentist. This will all come into play. A forensic odontologist, an anthropologist. The medical examiner's office will use the professionals, the experts, who are going to be able to tell it, not down to the moment, but down to a very pretty close time frame of how long she's been there. It was a retention pond where she was recovered that had dried up because that area is experiencing high temperatures and a drought. There's no rain. So it's a retention pond in that area that was dried up. The actual fellow who was searching for her, his name is DJ Seeger, and he has a water company in the local area. And I'm going to queue up a little bit of his videos. He's been out there, and I tip my cap to DJ. He's been searching night and day for her, and he's doing just an unbelievable job. And he got permission from the private landowner that he searched. It was just not a person that was, as the news reported, a person that was just walking. This is somebody who has been actively looking for her, and has nothing to do with the family, doesn't know her, doesn't know her husband. He's been out there searching, and I tip my cap to this guy. And, you know, again, he has been working night and day. I'm going to show you just a little video of him.
We have been coordinating a lot of
this is from the other day, but I want you to see the man, the face. He's been on the news. I watched a live news report. He told the news reporter that he got permission from a landowner, private landowner, to go and search on his property. I talked to him on the phone tonight. And this is a video of him coordinating searches along the way. So this is old footage, but I want to play it for you so you can see who this angel is, who has gone out and searched for this missing person, Shana. So I want you guys to see and hear him as he puts together. This is old. So,
hi, this is DJ at Seeger Water. We have been coordinating a lot of the search efforts for Shana DiMambro in Spring Branch. For those of you who are interested in helping us with the search, our next one will be tonight, Tuesday, July 26th, 7 p.m. We're going to meet at the Walmart in Spring Branch. There's only one Walmart in Spring Branch, 305 Singing Oaks. In Spring Branch, zip code is 78070. Depending on how many volunteers show up, we're still going to meet at Walmart, but we will disperse into groups, with some groups going back towards Shana's home, searching that area. And then other groups are going to help us search the large retention ponds that we have in the area. They're currently dry due to the drought, so no worries.
So here, this is not recent. This isn't from today. This was from, I believe, earlier in the week. And he talks about these retention ponds. This is a person who is, he works in the area. He's the president of a water company. So he knows about the retention ponds. He knows the area. And this was a great person to be searching. And he, as it turns out, if this all pans out and she's positively identified through, the process, this guy is my hero right here. He is a local civilian who, by all terms, has been out there on his own, with help from volunteers searching for her. And he hasn't let up. So this is a guy who talks about a retention pond here days and days ago.
It's getting wet. And then other groups are going to help us search the large retention ponds that we have in the area. They're currently dry due to the drought, so no worries getting wet. But they're very large. They need to be searched. There's also 2 drainage culverts that run alongside the highway that we need to search as well. So again, if you're interested, long pants, I know it's hot, but a long sleeve shirt goes a long way when you're in overgrown brush. Wear a hat, bring lots of water. 7 p.m. Walmart, Spring Branch. We'll see you there.
So again, like I said, I tip my cap to this guy. He's just done an unbelievable job in this case. Tonight we are waiting. Obviously, it's going to take some time. It's not going to take a long period of time, but it's going to take some time for the forensics folks at the medical examiner's office to do their thing. And until we have that done, we're gonna stand by and we're gonna wait. Here's an overview of Google Maps. I'm going to show you some Google Earth images of the motorhome park, the RV park where she was staying. And then I'm going to also show you the retention pond, because he describes 1,500 feet distance approximately of where she was recovered. So 1,500 feet in the middle right here of this image is the mobile home park, is the RV park. So I'm going to go to 3D and we're going to go around. Right here is a retention pond right here in the, where my cursor is. I hope I could stop that. Yeah, I could stop it. So right there. So this is I'll just give you guys a little bit of an overview. This is the RV park where they were staying. It's the location where she was reported missing from. And if you could see, there's a dark fence that goes all the way around this park. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a fence. And her mom, Vickie, talked to me about this fence. She said, you know, there's a border fence or a wall that goes all the way around. It's kind of hard to see it here, but it encompasses this whole park. So there's only one. There's one way in, which is, I believe, right here off this road where my cursor is, and one way out. But look, so here's the RVs and the modal homes that are in the park, and there's a small road. This is all fenced. So whoever is responsible for this or whatever happened, whether she went out and walked out on her own and drowned in a retention pond, but this potentially right here, this looks to be the closest retention pond. And with this Google Earth image, it's showing it full of dark water. But from what he said tonight on the live news that I watched, DJ Seeger, he said it was dried up and there was just very little water in it. So this potentially, and I'm not saying this is 100%, but here's the RV park, and this could be potentially 1,500 feet or more from that location. This looks like the most logical place of where she was recovered. And I got him on the phone and I spoke to him, and he said 1,500 feet. I don't see any other retention ponds that close. I mean, if you move out, there's one back over here. This is more than 1,500 feet. So I feel like here's the RV park, as you can see. And then if you go just a little bit beyond it right here, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know down below in the comments section what you think. But again, I'm praying for her family, for Vickie, her stepdad, Brian. They've been very vocal on all the search pages on Facebook. I've had conversations with Vickie, 2 or 3 conversations. I actually spoke to her tonight. Just distraught, as you would rightfully know. I mean, it is, their stepdaughter. But here's another little body of water, but this is more than 1,500 feet. As you can see, there's another retention pond of some sort. But that could be a potential right here. It looks like quite a distance, but so the closest retention pond looks like it's right here. But again, I don't have the exact intel, but I'm going based on the address, and this is the address here, 185 Mitchell Drive, and you can clearly see it on as this circles around, folks. Yeah, but Alicia, I'm going to just say this: the retention pond was dried up. So, as he described, it's could have preserved the body a little bit during the course of time if there was in fact water in there when she was in it. But like I said, this was a dried up retention pond. So, but just a difficult time for everybody involved. Difficult for the searchers. I'm gonna again say prayers to him. Let me just see if there was another thing. Let me see if there's another piece. Yeah, here's another one from Ken's 5. This is the news outlet that actually interviewed the husband. Ken's 5 is the news outlet that interviewed the husband. Let's see what they have to say.
And we begin with breaking news tonight. Right now, we're learning a body has been found in Spring Branch. This is happening near 200 Mitchell Drive. A Comal County official tells us a passerby located the body and called dispatch. Officials don't know if the body is male or female. Now, at this time, officials could not confirm if this is the body of Shana DiMambro, who has been missing for over a week. We do know that this is happening in the area near her home. We do have a crew headed to the scene right now. We will keep you updated both on air and online.
So a lot of questions coming in the chat. Folks are saying, didn't EquiSearch fly drones? Wouldn't they have seen her? If there was water in that retention pond at that time, maybe not. Our EquiSearch, my EquiSearch Midwest was not on it. It was Texas EquiSearch who was leading the charge. And I don't know what they did or didn't do. So I can't really answer to that. But again, the forensics, the forensic anthropologist, ladies and gentlemen, the forensic anthropologist, the forensic odontologist, the bug doctors, Dr. Ian Dodor that we had on from Australia. He's the forensic botanist. Those kind of folks are going to get involved in this. They're going to take soil samples from that retention pond to give them an idea of how long she's been there. There's a forensic science that is involved in this. And if you are subscribers to this channel, you know that Ed Wallace and I have had on the forensic dentists, the forensic anthropologists, and everybody in between. Dr. Barbara Butcher has been on, and we know what this process is because we speak about it quite often. And that's the great part about being a part of this channel, is that you could see and hear from the professionals who have spoken on this. I'm just going to play a small clip from her mom. Most of us have seen this, but I want to just play this because I want everyone to go subscribe to her mother's channel and go over there and show her some love. And this is the video. I'll link it down below from her and her husband. It was the latest video that they made for their daughter. And it was just, I think, 3 days ago. Yeah, July 26th. This is her channel. I'll link it down below.
Hello, everyone. And first of all, I just truly want to thank everyone for sharing and for praying, because right now that's the best hope we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brian got back from San Antonio Sunday. They hit the ground running. They shared flyers and posted them as many places as possible. But you reach a point where there's not much more you can do physically. And so he came home. We still have to work. We still have to keep our lives going. And it's hard. We are reading all of your comments. And there's so many, and we thank you so much, just in case we miss something. So we are reading every comment, and I want you to know that. I can't respond to you all. I just can't. But I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. We don't really know anything. We have some ideas, but I just want you to know that we're not leaving anything on the table. We are looking at everything possible. We have a number of search organizations that are trying to help us. And Texas EquiSearch and Project Absentis, there's some search and rescue groups, there's a local business owner, they're all trying to help us.
And the local business owner who she's referring to is this DJ Seeger, the young man that I showed you. He's the one who found the remains tonight. So this is her stepmom, Vickie DiMambro. DiMambro. I keep messing up their last name. I apologize. And her husband, Brian. That's the stepfather. He adopted her, and then she's married to him. So that's the relation. These are loving parents. They refer to her as their daughter, and they're devastated. They're devastated tonight. Her mom basically couldn't even speak on the phone, but she picked up the phone, and I was very brief with her. But these people are, they're crushed. And I didn't even have a chance to talk about this case because I wanted to highlight it. She wanted me to highlight it, and she told me that it would be difficult for her to come on and talk about it and not get upset. So she gave me the blessing to talk about her daughter and the case, but she couldn't come on. She said it wouldn't be any good. But she gave me the blessing to speak about it. I was ready to. I had a 10 o'clock live that I was going to do tonight on this case. So her daughter went missing, reported by her husband on July 19th, 10 days ago. 10 days ago tonight. They were married a year. She moved there at that remote location. And, basically by some of the information that I had, she has had her daughter has had a rocky past with addiction to drugs and alcohol. And I believe her husband, Chris, also has issues with alcohol and has a past of a criminal history. But, as far as people asking questions, I see it in the chat. Those of you asking about domestic violence, did she walk away? Did someone take her? Did the husband do something to her? We don't know the answers to that. We don't know if she walked off, because when I asked her mom, when I asked Vickie if there was video, if there was Wi-Fi, or if there was video camera footage from that mobile home park, and she said there's no Wi-Fi there. There's nothing but cellular service or satellite internet. So they, as far as the parents know, they have nothing. But we don't know what the detectives and the sheriffs from that local area, we don't know what they have. I'm hoping and praying that there is some type of footage, and there's some type of camera footage. But at this point right now, we would all just be speculating about, hey, does the husband have something to do with it? Did she walk off? Did she have a manic moment? Was she having a nervous breakdown? This is all speculation that we don't know to be true. So at this time right now, we need the wheels of justice and the investigators to do their due diligence. Check off the checklist. Interview each and every person in that mobile home park. Interview and interrogate the husband. Interview and interrogate every interaction that she's had, over a period of time. Interview each person in that mobile home park and ask when the last time she was seen. So yeah, it's very sad. It's a very sad situation. But again, we don't know what happened to her at this time. I see Ed Wallace is in the chat. That means that he is up and maybe getting ready to travel, because I think he is either in the airport. Ed, you got to be in the airport or traveling. But we definitely miss you, Ed Wallace. Everybody misses you. Let me play the rest of this. This was just 7 minutes long. We're almost halfway done with it. So let me just play this. This is her stepmom and her dad, her adoptive dad. They're talking about her. This is just 2-3 days ago.
Our biggest concern is Shana hasn't been seen for 1 week today.
Yep.
If she left the area on foot because she did not take a vehicle, it's strange that nobody has seen her.
Yeah, and even straight, and as strange as that is the fact that she left her cigarettes, she's a smoker,
And her dog.
and she left her dog, and Maisie is her baby. You
That
gotta understand.
she treats animals like people, and her animals have always been so important to her. That
Yeah.
our biggest concern is she is missing and that dog is there. So I just ask, please continue your prayers. Please continue sharing. I'm going to be reaching out as much as I can to other channels and other organizations to talk about this, to try and get the word out, because we need to find Shana.
Yeah, we do.
We need to find our daughter. And the question has come up that I'm not her mother. Well, I am her stepmother, but I'm her mother. And doesn't change anything. Doesn't change it.
Nope, she's my adopted daughter.
And she is our daughter.
She's our daughter, period.
And these folks love her dearly. And I'm going to tell you, the conversations that I had with Vickie, with her stepmom here, they were genuine. And she and her adoptive father there, Brian, they love her. They wholeheartedly love her and put everything that they had into her. So these people are devastated tonight, and I heard it on their voice. So it's the only thing we can do is give them strength, prayers, and positive vibes, and just pray for them.
And the thing is that I'm going to ask everybody to kind of keep engaged. Please keep engaged. Pardon me, I've got a little bit of a bug. Please keep engaged through prayer. That is one of the most important and one of the most incredible things that anybody who sees this can do. And if you look at keep looking at the Shana DiMambro Missing Facebook group, that's where all types of information now is passing as far as searches, etc., meetings, and you can go there. And if you live in the area and you want to be part of the searches tonight, there's one at 7 p.m.
There's one
up
right
at the
now.
Walmart, and it's only 2 hours.
Oh no, it's a
5
press
hours.
It's a
Yeah.
press conference right
Yeah,
now.
and there's a press conference going on right now. So if you see that there's a search coming up and you want to be part of it, God love you. We really appreciate you going out, and please do that. And if you can't, then please pray for her deliverance from wherever she is, and that God's will be done. And we just want to see her back, hopefully all safe and healthy and everything. And minimally, we want to know what happened.
Sad.
Yeah, and God's will be done.
Yeah, always.
Even if it's not what we want. So again, I thank you, and I ask, if you see anything, please share that information. Please share this video and our Facebook post. Stay engaged. We need to keep this in front of people so that we can find our daughter.
Yeah. And also, if you see her or what you think might be her, I'm going to ask, first of all, you call 911 and report it, because along with that call to the 911 reporting center, there's going to be a data stream that has the geolocation of your phone.
All right. So again, this is that I wanted to play that just out of respect for them, because again, this is their YouTube pleas. They made 2 videos. I want you to go over to her channel. I will link it down below. It is Vickie's Country Home. Vickie's Country Home, and most of her stuff is, based on cooking and things of that nature. So but still go over there and give them prayers and send love to Vickie. She has a 53,000 subscriber YouTube channel, and before this all happened, it was just all goodness. It was home cooking and preparing meals and preparing for storms and keeping yourself stocked up on food and lots of great tips and yummy, delicious meals. So Vickie, her stepmom, is nothing but a really, really wonderful person. Again, I'm going to show you some. I almost don't want to show this, but her husband made a plea. But before I do that, all right, guys, in the chat, please do me a favor, ignore any jagaloonish behavior. Just don't even comment on it. When you comment on it, you just make it worse. Just ignore it like it's not there. Our mods are there to take care of it. So please, let's not give any attention where attention doesn't need or deserve to be. Again, we got the mods, they're taking care of it, and let's just leave it alone. I want to just send a prayer to Dr. Ed Moskowitz. He's in the hospital. Julie's here in the chat. So prayers and strength and positive vibes to Dr. Ed. Hopefully he gets home sooner than later. He's been in the ICU, but one of the correspondents with Julie said that he might be coming home either today or tomorrow. So hopefully he'll be coming home. I'm going to link the YouTube channel down in the description. Sue R, Mom Sue Shore. I'm going to link it down below. Don't worry about it. After the video's over, you can go and look at it.
And the time.
And it's Vickie's Country Home. Thank you, Julie, for the $10 super chat. She says prayers for these sweet, loving parents. Yeah, just Julie tonight. Julie, sending you strength, and I'm hoping Dr. Ed comes back. And Dr. Ed Moskowitz is a great, great friend of the channel. That's his account right there, and that's his wife, Julie, on it. He's in the hospital. He was in the ICU, and I'm pretty sure, based on the intel that she's been giving me, he's on the mend and should be coming home soon. So I'm hoping and praying for him to be home in your arms, home soon. Let's take a peek again. This is the RV park. This is the RV park website where they were staying. I'm just going to show quickly to you on full screen. So this is the website, and it gives you like these sites. It's we looked at the overview. It's not big, and it doesn't look like it has a lot of amenities. There's not a lot of parking. There's parking areas. It doesn't look like there's an open park or like a pool or anything like that. So it seems like pretty basic. And it's the Texas 46 RV park. And this is where she was staying with him for, I think, the last year. So we're going to send, again, strength, prayers, positive vibes to the family. And here's the overview with Google Earth, so you guys can see it. This is the location of where they were staying with her husband. And then I'm going to play the interview the husband gave, and you guys can make your decisions on the vibe that you got from it. I know that some people have already been chiming in on it. So right in the middle of our screen here, I'll zoom in, is the RV park. So right in the center of the screen here, I hope everyone can see it, is the RV park where she was staying. Shana, right here, somewhere in the middle of this. And then this looks like the retention pond, potentially where the remains tonight were recovered. I showed you guys before there was another retention pond, but it was back over here, up on the top of your screen, right there. It looks like that's a little too far for that 1,500 feet distance. I think this is a little bit more. This is a little more potential for where she was recovered, or the remains were recovered pending identification. But there was different things that led DJ Seeger to believed that he had in fact recovered her remains. So let me pop off of here, and I'll give you one more little piece of media. And I think it's only fair to listen and watch, the interview that the husband gave, and then you guys can, make your determination, because I had planned to play this. This is 13 minutes, so I'm going to play it.
No, we're seeing that, and the world's full of that these days. So yeah, my best friend came by the other day, and thank God he did. Thank God I called him, and he did come by. But he hooked me up with a guy named Jared Tubbs. It was like a K9 guy, retired, and he's the one that said get a hold of Yami Vergan, and so we got Selena Garza's number. I called her, and she's the one that got Abel involved. Okay. So yeah, and I'm very thankful for that, and very thankful for you guys.
This is the husband, Chris Antos.
He's former FBI, so
Yeah.
he knows
Yeah.
this stuff. You're good, I'm rolling. And like you said, you'll just stay looking at me. Go ahead and just start with your first and your last name, Chris.
My first name is Christopher Antos.
And then spell both of them.
Christopher, Christopher. Last name Antos, Antos.
Do you want me to call you Chris or Chris?
Chris is fine.
Okay, perfect. So walk me through what happened last Tuesday.
So when I left, I noticed, I noticed some sadness the night before with Shana, and then Tuesday morning, I kind of noticed the same thing, but we kind of got up, pretty much a normal morning. We woke up, we started moving around. She asked me what time it was. I told her 6:20. She got up, she made coffee. She asked me if I wanted iced coffee, and I said, no, just regular coffee will be fine. And then I just was walking out the door to go to work, and I just asked her if she would do laundry that morning. And I walked out the door and noticed, a look of sadness in her eyes, and then I went to work.
Where do you work?
I work at Temperature Pro of San Antonio.
Is that far from here?
It's about 40, I'd say a 45 minute travel.
And does she work?
She does not work.
Okay, so she'll typically see.
Yeah, she stays here. She, like I said, she goes back and forth from the laundromat to here, and that's usually about, the most she gets out during the day. Whether
How far is the laundry?
that's usually about the most she gets 100 yards.
Okay, so and you left for work about 7?
Yeah, when I got in the truck and turned my truck on, it was 7:10, and I timed that just because I kind of gauged on what time I'm going to get to the office or whatnot.
Okay. And then when did you realize that she wasn't here?
I came back. I had a job down the road that I had an install crew working on installing an air conditioner, and then I had another sales call at 12 or at 2 o'clock in New Braunfels. So I had some time in between, so I came by here just to check on her, and just because I had time to kill.
And then when she arrived home?
She was not here.
And what did you do?
I looked around, obviously, and then I said, well, she's not in here. Everything was normal. Her cigarettes were outside. Cup of water was outside full. So I said, well, maybe she's doing laundry. First I went to the bedroom. She went in bed. So I went, I looked around. I was like, well, the laundry baskets are still here, but I still went to the laundry room and looked around up there, came back here, and was like, this isn't normal. I was like, it's not normal. It isn't. So I hung around for a few minutes, and then I got in my truck and I drove to the Biggs station, which is, if you pull out of here and take a right on 46, there's a shopping center there. So I drove through there just to see, if she was wandering around, didn't see anything, came back here, and I was like, okay, things aren't right. I got to call the cops. So I called the cops, and then I called her father, and started the process.
And you were saying that she usually doesn't leave home unless it's with you?
Correct.
Okay. And again, tell me, any reason to believe why she would be home on her own?
No, not, other than, no. I mean, there was some darkness the night before with her in her past, and there's some spiritual warfare stuff there that I believe, was taking place, but I don't believe that I just don't see her walking out of here in shorts, t-shirt, and flip-flops. You know, it's hard for me to believe when nothing was disrupted inside or in the outside area. So there was some sadness there. I won't tell you that there wasn't, but I don't see her just leaving and, you know, not walking back. It was hot. So.
Can you be a little bit more specific about the sadness she was going through? Was she have an argument?
No, just her past. You know, we're believers, of course, and I think there was some issues that she had, you know, mentioned to me about, you know, just her past and things that she had done and being, you know, I don't think that God obviously forgives everybody for their sins. That's, you know, that's what we go off. I think she had a hard time believing herself or forgiving herself for things in her past, you know, and it's dark, just some darkness, you know.
Was she depressed?
There was depression involved, yes, without a doubt.
I hate the fact that he keeps saying darkness. That to me stood out, and quite a few other things that Ed is pointing out here. This whole 13 minutes just made my skin crawl, and that's all I'm going to say about it right now.
And a cell phone? Does she have a cell phone?
It was all here. The Comal County Sheriff has it now. They're going to try to get a little bit deeper into it. So they have that, but there was no text or no phone calls that we could find where there was anything. Yeah, her phone was here, her keys were here, her wallet's here, dog was here. She loves her dog. Maisie's that's our own baby we have. And so it's very odd. You know, depression's powerful, but at the same time, you know, she had a lot to live for and a lot to believe in. So
describe her to me. Characteristics as well.
She's a great person. My mom that just left, I mean, we spent January at my mom's house for a month, and my mom was bedridden, you know, excuse me, but pooping on herself, and Shana did it all. Shana took care of her. Shana figured out how to get the bed lowered for my mom. Shana changed my mom's diapers. Shana wiped my mom's butt for a month. You know, Shana's got the biggest heart in the world. And she's just, but just, you know, depression, you know, was there a little bit, but she's the greatest person in the world. I just don't think that she quite realized it.
Yeah. Was she taking any sort of medications or seeking out help?
No.
Tell me what she looks like. What was she wearing the rest of the summer?
She's about 5'6", you know, on the flyer that I put out, it's about 140, the flyer that we put out, I'm sorry, 130, I put 140 pounds on it. She's probably more like 130, probably a little bit less than that. She was wearing light pink wind shorts, not hot pink, light pink, and a white V-neck t-shirt like the one I'm wearing now, and black flip-flops are the only shoes missing from the house, so that's what I would have to say she's wearing.
I saw on the flyer it said her hair was brown, but it almost looks blonde.
Brownish grayish.
Grayish?
You know, she's dyed it before. There was you know, she had dyed red, but I would go with brownish grayish.
Okay. So since you've called the cops, what have the last few days been like? Searches? What are they telling you?
They haven't told me anything much. We had to go to the sheriff's office yesterday to get approval for Texas EquiSearch to start a search, which they did come out and fly drones Thursday morning between, I would say, 4 and 8 or 9 o'clock. So they came out and did that process, and to go any further, they had to have approval. So we couldn't get in contact with them. They couldn't get in contact with them. So me and her father drove to the sheriff's office yesterday and finally sat down with somebody, got approval, got an email sent to EquiSearch to, hey, you can move forward with helping with the process. Okay. And then of course we're involved with Project Absentis that is helping us with the process as of now also, which was connected through another media company. So there's several people involved and it's out there, and you know.
So as far as the search goes, to the sense that it's mainly just been
drones and, you know, foot patrol through local areas, you know, high traffic areas that we can think of, you know, but nothing major on the ground that, you know, horses and dogs, you know, we're surrounded by private property. So obviously that's a challenge as well, but nothing on the ground has been done. We've gone, you know, behind Walmart and Spring Branch and traveled a couple of different areas, but nothing major on foot, to find her if she's under a tree or something like that. No,
Does she have a car?
it's here.
Okay.
Did she have anybody that she would confide in when she was feeling low?
No, me.
You were the only person she would.
Yeah, I mean, she's got family back home that she could have. I don't think she did much, and we talked, but yeah, nothing.
I gotta say, I'm just gonna add this to it. She was out there at that RV park with him and had very limited communication with her family, with her parents, with her stepfather, stepmother in the recent past. And that's troubling in itself. It seemed like to me that he was trying to isolate her out there and to keep her away from a lot of different people. And I don't know if that is just his personality or whatever, but I asked a couple of simple questions like, how often do you talk to your daughter, your stepdaughter? And she basically said, as of lately, not a lot. So that was concerning to me. So let's let the rest of this play.
No one here, no one in the area. Her past. She grew up here, but her past is in the rearview mirror, and so there's no one here. Her mom lives here. There's some contact between them, and obviously we're in contact with her, but there's nothing significant. And then, like I said, nothing on the phone that would suggest that she was reaching out to people or anything like that.
There's a Facebook group. More than.
Yeah. Are they isolated? Well, Girl Friday, that's a good question right there. Girl Friday puts in, are they isolated? Well, he worked and went out every day. He spoke about it here. He went out, he worked, he made the money, and she stayed home and she didn't work. She didn't do anything. He said the reporter asked her, what's her day like? What does she do? And he said, she makes coffee. And then she's just here. I asked her to do laundry that day. So he effectively isolated her in that RV park with no car and no purpose. She was just there to do laundry and make coffee, from what he said here in this interview. That's troubling. No friends, he said, it's just me and her.
400 people are part of it. They're all talking about what or me.
I don't think she did anything major on foot.
The search goes through the sense that it's mainly just been
drones and foot patrol through local areas, high traffic areas that we can think of, but nothing major on the ground that horses and dogs. We're surrounded by private property, so obviously that's a challenge as well, but nothing on the ground has been done. We've gone behind Walmart and Spring Branch and traveled a couple of different areas, but nothing major on foot, to find her if she's under a tree or something like that. No.
Does she have a car?
It's here.
Okay.
Did she have anybody that she would confide in when she was feeling low?
No, me.
You were the only person she would.
Yeah, I mean, she's got family back home that she could have. I don't think she did much, and we talked, but yeah, nothing. No one here, no one in the area. Her past. She grew up here, but her past is in the rearview mirror, and so there's no one here. Her mom lives here. There's some contact between them, and obviously we're in contact with her, but there's nothing significant. And then, like I said, nothing on the phone that would suggest that she was reaching out to people or anything like that.
There's a Facebook group. More than 400 people are part of it. They're all talking about what or may have happened to her. Are you part of that?
I'm not on Facebook, but my sister is. Everybody involved with the search is. So yeah.
They're very supportive and they want to help. I mean, is there anything right now that they can do to help you?
Everybody, I just really want you. First of all, I want to thank you all for being engaged in this process. It's an overwhelming amount of support. Responses, just people saying, hey, we're out there, we're looking. We've had a couple of possible sightings, nothing significant, but so I want to thank everybody, and I want to ask everybody, please do not stop the fight. We're not giving up. It's a process. We're going through a lot of entities that we have to be engaged with, that, you know, people just can't necessarily go do things. So we're not stopping. The fight is still there. We're not going to stop until we know something about where Shana is or until she's home. So I'm asking everybody, please do not stop. I'm putting updates on Nextdoor. There'll be updates on the Facebook page. Shana's missing. Anything that we can get out of people, but just please don't give up. And we will be putting updates as to how people can help, and we'll do them as soon as we can. And please forgive us for the lack of response. You know, it's hard. There's a lot of phone calls, a lot of messages going on. So just, I'm asking everybody not to give up. We're not giving up. It's going to keep going on. We're Tuesday through Saturday now. It's terrible. It's not going to stop until we know something more about Shana.
Ultimately, who's the one keeping you from having just regular people assist?
No one.
Oh, okay. So like the sheriff?
Well,
Or,
yeah, I would say, yeah,
From-
Comal County. Yes, I understand your question now. Yeah,
Yeah.
Comal County, you know, and I asked them to, you know, do the phone activation, but these, you know, private companies that are nonprofits, you know, Project Absentis, you know, I was able to sign a waiver through them. They were able to do that, but EquiSearch had to have approval from Comal County. I got them that. Another company, Texar, they needed approval. I got them an email, but to expedite it, they had to have a voice activate, something through their voice activated thing through their website. I couldn't get that pulled off, but I just need, yeah, definitely law enforcement has to, I mean, they're private companies, you know, so they have to have something.
This is 13 minutes and 26 seconds. By a show of hands, has anybody here in the chat, does anybody here in the chat see any, even a remote sign of any type of emotion up until this point? Anybody? Bueller? I had, when I watched this, I had to watch it like 5 times back to see if there was anything I missed. And I may have watched this a grand total of about 10 times, including right now. Yeah, Jen. No emotion whatsoever. None. It happens. It's coming. It's coming. So there's just going to be one little section of this. So it's coming.
To say, hey, you can help. You know, they have to cover their tracks as well and not get themselves into a legal position, which we all understand.
okay. What would be your message to Shana?
Here we go.
I love you. Please come home. We want you back. Please come home. Just do what you got to do, baby, and keep up the fight and stay strong. We are looking for you. Please come home. Hey, you can help. You know, they have to cover their tracks as well and not get themselves into a legal position, which we all understand.
Okay. What would be your message to Shana?
She just asked her, what would be your message to Shana?
I love you. Please come home. We want you back. Please come home. Just do what you got to do, baby, and keep up the fight and stay strong. We are looking for you. Please come home.
What's the best way to contact you, or who should people be contacting? If they
911, first and foremost. A lot of people don't believe that. They want to know who's involved, but 911.
Do we see how quickly, did anybody catch on to how quickly he has gone to smiling? I got to put it back because it's only 30 seconds of that. All right. It's a total of 30 seconds.
your message to Shana?
I love you. Please come home. We want you back. Please come home. Just do what you got to do, baby, and keep up the fight and stay strong. We are looking for you. Please come home.
What's the best way to contact you, or who should people be contacting if they
My
want
t-
to visit?
911 first and foremost. A lot of people don't believe that. They want to know who's involved, but 911, if you have any information, my telephone number is 210-529-41.
I don't know, man.
Outlets. But guys, if y'all see Shana and you think you see Shana, call 911. That's obviously the best thing that anybody can do is call 911.
She's 1,500 feet from there as he's speaking to this reporter. I don't know, man. Let me know down below in the comment section. I'm in live 55 minutes on this thing. This is a sad, sad situation, and my thoughts and prayers go out with her family, her family and loved ones, the people who truly love and care for her. It's a heartbreaking time right now because they don't know. This recovery is not confirmed to be her, but there's markings and things and clothing and footwear that all match up. So it is heart-wrenching. It's a parent's worst nightmare. And, as you saw from Vickie and Brian, her stepmom and her adoptive father, they love and care for her, and they wanted nothing but to have her home. So again, I didn't want to turn this into a bashing of the father, of the husband. I mean, Chris Antos is got a lot of explaining to do. Obviously, interview and interrogation comes into play here. Electronic evidence. We can have body language. Folks look at him and analyze him up and down. But right now, right now I don't feel it's the time. So. The medical examiner's office, for those of you who are questioning about suicide, possibility of her taking her own life, in the autopsy, in the forensic examination, if an anthropologist has to be called out or a forensic odontologist, the bug doctors, the doctors who will talk about taking pieces of the soil and collecting up pieces of the soil. I know, Ed Wallace, this is right up your alley. He's probably in he's in France right now, I think, or Paris. I'm not sure where he said he was, but he's in an airport somewhere just saying, me, I want to talk. I want to get on this live. I want to talk to you about everything that they're going to do. When the time's right, we'll talk about that. But the forensics in the medical examiner's office, the medical examiner, him or herself, will call out to the specialists to figure out if she was strangled to death, if she was shot, she was stabbed, if she was smothered. There is a lot of information that's going to come out going forward. Everybody can make their assumptions, and here Danielle Baker says, I don't think she took her own life. In my opinion, the husband is super guilty. Like I said before tonight, I saw this interview, and it was cringeworthy for me as a person who has interviewed and interrogated so many different people. There's just something about what that statement that he made. It was 13 minutes of me just shaking my head. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait until the medical examiner does a complete examination and a forensic examination to find out what the cause of death is. Before we go any further and speak about it. But right now is the time to pray for her family, the victim's family, to send them strength and prayers and positive vibes. That's all we can do right now, because all of this type of conversation, and I showed this video for a reason. because this video is a part of the case, right? So I didn't show this to get everybody up in an uproar, but this video, this interview, is a major part of this case, because this statement that he gave to the public and to the media is what investigators and the people who conduct interview and interrogation on him going forward will revert and look back to this interview to use it as bargaining chips or as kind of a tool for them to catch him up if he's caught up. So I played this because this is relevant to the case. So again, let's see what happens. Again, my heart goes out to all of the missing that are out there. Listen, there's families that do not know for years, some 20 and more years. They don't know what happened. They don't have a recovery. They don't know what happened to their loved ones. There's children that are out there missing. Harmony Montgomery, we can go on all night long about this stuff, folks. If in fact it's positively identified as to be her remains, at least this family knows what potentially happened, Will 411 Now, thank you for being here. Thank you for that super chat. 411 Now does a great job on his YouTube channel. I encourage everyone to go over there and check it out. Thank you for the support, Will. Phenomenal channel. I'm subscribed to it. I'm actually a channel member over there at Will's 411 Now. So I encourage everyone to go over and check out him. He does unbelievable stuff. Yeah, LA, Maya Miliete, we still don't know where she is. We know that she's not alive, but we don't know where she is. KK, we're all curious about that. Did he in fact go to work, and why was it normal that he came home for lunch? These are things that we might not know, but maybe the investigators know it. Maybe they can look at his patterns and see what he does. Interviewing everybody, the people he worked with, his supervisors, his coworkers, every interaction that this man has had, they're going to look at it. They're going to look at and question every person that he comes into contact with on a regular basis to see if there's anything different about him on that day. And that's even if in fact Tuesday, July 19th, when he reported her missing, if that was even the day. We don't know. Look at Trezell and Jacqueline West from Bakersfield, California. They reported Orrin and Orson West, Sincere and Classic, missing on December 21st, 2020. We now come to find out that they were murdered sometime between September 1st and September 30th of 2020. So we don't know if this in fact is a true story, that she went missing on that day. But it's the investigator's job to figure that out and put that puzzle together. Let me just acknowledge some of the people in the chat. Listen, Doodlebug just said she's too tired to type in the chat. Doodlebug Lori, thank you for being here. Black Rose 11, always great to see you. Joey Brooklyn, my great friend, my brother from another mother. Princess Michelle and Robert, thank you for being here. Tennessee Girl, always a pleasure. She's talking about Barry Morphew. Laura Fisk, good to see you. Thank you. Girl Friday, thank you for being here. DW, always a pleasure. I said hello to Danielle. Appreciate you guys. If you're not yet subscribed, and it's the first time on Crime Time with DutyRon, if you're watching the replay, hit the red subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up for those of you who are here right now. I gifted like 15 or 20 channel memberships. I'm going to do 5 more before the end of this live, everybody right now, if you could do me just one favor, hit the free thumbs up button. Cost you nothing. It's just a little click. Just click that thumbs up button so you let YouTube and the algorithm know that you're here. I greatly appreciate that. And if you like the content that we provide and the professionals that we do provide for you, consider becoming a part of this community, being a channel member, supporting us through Patreon. The Patreon money that we get every month goes to paying it forward to victims and their families. We effectively sent Rayanne Carley, Cassie Carley's sister, $650 from Super Chats and Patreon and memberships. So after that live stream was over, we sent her $650. We, and I say we because it's us as a community. So if you're not yet subscribed or you're not yet a channel member or you're not a Patreon supporter, just consider that. If you want to truly help victims and their families, that's how we do it. And that's how we're able to upgrade the camera that I am live streaming with you on now is a Sony camera that costs $800. So we use the funds to upgrade. I mean, there's no need for me to upgrade this camera because it's perfect, right? Look, it's a great thing. But we use the money for enhancements of the program to help first and foremost victims. And, you know, Jennifer Nobles knows better than anybody what we do. 14 months of digital billboards for Sincere and Classic. You know, that trial is going to go off in October. Hopefully they keep postponing it, but Trezell and Jacqueline West are in jail, locked up. And that trial is going to go off in October. And we're going to be covering it. We're going to be talking about it because we're not going to stop talking about our boys until justice is served. And that's just one of many cases that we cover. Little Bit is fighting COVID. I hope that you are able to kick its ass and continue on. Not So Cape Crusader 62. God bless you, DutyRon, and thank you, brother. Thank you. I love your profile picture. That's a great cartoon right there. Arctic Cat, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we try to do it with respect, you know. Hi, DutyRon. Please call or send this message to Lance. My greetings that I sent it you soon. Oh. Okay. I'm try to figure that one out at a different time. Mystery Maven, thank you for being here. All right, let me look at the chat and see if I missed anybody. Elizabeth Peterson is here. Okay. Jeffrey, Open Minds, Cynthia Gaines, and Grandma Cherry sending the little heart love. Thank you. Joey Brooklyn, no, you're the best. You're the best, brother. So that's it. Let me open up my laptop here quickly, and we'll do 5 more memberships. So I'm going to open up the laptop, and I'm going to click memberships, membership gifting. And if you want to be a member, you're going to the only thing you have to do is subscribe. You know, make sure you're subscribed. So $24.95 for 5 memberships. Let's gift them out. That's 30 that I've given away here on this live stream. So let's see who wins. Let's see who the lucky ducks are. There's 5. Let's see who gets it. Mary won. Rose B was gifted a membership. Who else? Erin Trakel. Shana F. And KK Gons received 3 memberships. Wow, that's cool. I love it. I don't see it on my Streamlabs when I had to open up my laptop because I don't see it on my Streamlabs. So it's weird. Let me make sure I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I just want to make sure I played everything that I was going to play. All right, here. I'm going to play this. This is the latest from tonight, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. Where is it? All right, here we go.
We're going to begin with breaking news tonight. Investigators making a disturbing discovery in their search for a missing woman. It has been 10 days since Shana DiMambro was actually last seen.
That was at her home on Mitchell Street in Spring Branch last week. Tonight, the Comal County Sheriff's Office confirms that a body was found, but they say the body is so badly decomposed that they can't confirm whether the body is of a man or a woman. Investigators say that someone walking in the area came across the body, which is not too far from her home.
So far, no.
And it's not somebody walking in the community. It was DJ Seeger, who was searching for her for 10 days. He's been searching from day one. And I watched an interview he did tonight, and he has been searching for her since the beginning. He's the one who found her. He's the one who's been putting together the community civilian searches. So kudos to you, my brother, DJ Seeger. You get the hero and the good person of the year award. You are awesome. So thank you. Thank you for being a good human being.
No arrests have been made. We have learned she moved to the area last June and was just married in May. Investigators have not said whether they believe foul play is involved. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops.
May she rest in peace. Terrible. It never gets easy covering these cases, guys. It really never gets easy. But I got to say, DJ Seeger, he's not going to sleep tonight. I'll tell you right now, he's not going to sleep tonight. Because what he witnessed today is something that you never wish to witness in your entire lifetime. Here's a Google Earth image view of the RV park where they were staying, where they've been for the past year. I'll give you guys, it's straight in the center of your screen. I'll give you the 3D. And there's that black retention pond that I believe was potentially where the remains were recovered. Now on to the right of your screen, if you're looking right over here in this area. So the RV park is off to the left. This over here. And there's brush that you'd have to walk through or drive through. And then, there's ways that you can get up and in here. Looks like there's trails a little bit north of it. It looks like there's some trails here. So there's ways that you can get into that. It's a rough one. Ramona, thank you for the $5 super chat. Prayers and healing light for this family. So sad. Message agreed. Message agreed. My pleasure, Mary. My pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, we don't have answers, Naomi, to the questions. We don't. It would just be guesswork. But controlling people, narcissistic people who are, want complete command and control, do stuff like that. I don't know the guy, but I know that I've spoken, to people who know this person, and he exhibits all of those types of behaviors, and he has a criminal past too. It's public record. You can go out there and look at it. I just choose not to talk about it at this time. Dog Defender says, thank you, DutyRon, for following and exposing this case. Yeah, I was unable to highlight the case the way I wanted to highlight it because of these remains that were covered. Yeah, her mom's a YouTuber. I have her. I'm going to link her channel down below in the description. But here's her YouTube channel. I'll show it to you guys quickly. And I showed it twice already, but I'm going to show it again. So this is her mom's channel. Let me get it up on the screen so you guys can see it. So it's Vickie's apostrophe S, Vickie's apostrophe S, Country Home. So there's the YouTube channel. I'll go full screen with it. So that's it right there. I'll link this down below in the description for all of you guys in the description box. So this way you guys can just go right over and send some great messages and stuff like that. You know, so, I would like you guys to all send, you know, really good stuff, you know, positive things, you know, prayers, messages to Vickie and to her stepdad, her adoptive father, not her stepdad. Vickie's the stepmom. Brian's her adoptive dad, and then Vickie married Brian. So her mom is a YouTuber. Yes, yes. All right, guys, a lot of love and respect from my house to yours. Remember, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America, and God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crime and their families. Tonight, they need us now more than ever. Shana's parents, she needs our prayers. Herself, all the people who are now dealing and going through the grief. So let's send them strength, prayers, and positive vibes. Guys, good night from New York, and thank you for joining. Make sure you share this video, like, and subscribe. Peace, guys.